Oh, you've got a podcast.
Oh, you're gonna get
Look at my podcast, man. Like,
and we the galleries.
you have
Wow,
completely frozen.
that was even better because you went completely frozen. Isn't that crazy?
That's wild that we both went completely frozen.
We have hired the Swedish chef to be on the podcast. He does the intro now. He also does the outro. Make sure you listen really closely because he's going to tell you where to get our videos and Patreon and Redbubble. So listen very closely because I know the Swedish chef is very easy to understand, but some people just, hearing processing disorders, lamos.
I'm starting to think I have a hearing processing disorder.
Why do you think that?
Because people have been saying things to me at what they believe is a regular volume, I guess, and I can't understand a word of what they're saying. I think people just need to talk louder. I don't think people are talking at a loud enough volume. Like, I think they're whispering.
Right. I mean, sometimes whispering is necessary, but an audio processing disorder is more like you have a lot of trouble understanding even remotely what the train conductor is saying, or like people say something to you and they don't enunciate enough, and you're like, what did was that English? Like, are you speaking Greek to me? I did not know you knew Greek, because apparently you're speaking it. Speaking in tongues, maybe. Like, maybe that's what's going on here.
Is the Holy Spirit working through you right now? Well, like when we got back from your place a few weekends ago, Autumn was in my room putting some stuff away, and I was starting dinner, and she's just going, "Yeah, someone and like what?" I cannot hear you. I need you. I need you to come here. I just need you to come here and talk to my face.
One of Mia's biggest problems is like talking as she's either facing or completely walking away from me. So like she'll be talking to me in Walmart, for example. She's walking away. She's in a completely facing a completely different direction, probably 3 feet in front of me because I'm pushing the cart. Walking away and saying something to me at a normal volume. And I'm like, Mia, bring it here, bring it in. We'll do a little huddle meeting. What are you saying? I don't know. And then she gets like upset. Not all the time. Sometimes she'll get upset if she's already like frustrated because I didn't hear her and I didn't answer her question. I'm like, dude, I can't hear you. I can't hear you at all if you're doing that. Or sometimes we're like sitting on the couch and she's like, we're cuddled and she's like facing that direction and she'll say something, and either we're watching TV or I'm playing video games, whatever. So I'm already half distracted. And then she says something in a normal tone facing away from me. It kills me, man.
Like somebody at work will say something to me and I'm not like focused on them.
Yeah.
They'll like without like this really grinds my gears. People will just start talking. They won't be like, "Hey, Connor, real quick."
Yeah.
Like they'll just like start a conversation. Like, I'm not focused because I don't know
They
if
don't
anyone
make
else.
sure.
No one else seems to realize this, but I'm working with very hot things when I'm cooking.
Right.
And
right.
I don't see very well. I don't have great depth perception. So if I'm not super focused, then I will burn myself. And like
Fair
something
enough.
that I've gotten permission to do that helps with it is to listen to something, but then I only have one earbud in and it's not super loud because it just like helps my brain focus on what I'm doing. So people will come in and they're like, "Hey, Connor, I'll be like, one more time, sorry, I didn't," or just like, I didn't know you were talking to me, and then they'll be like, "Oh, so you're just gonna ignore me then?" It's like,
Yeah.
don't get snippy.
Ooh.
Don't get snippy.
Coworker, you know who you are. If you listen to this, I think you're a great person, and I know you're just messing with me. Don't take this personally. Dude, it kills me so much. At work, I'm sitting there, and it's first of all, it's overnight. Okay, it's an overnight shift, so I'm actively falling asleep at any given moment during the shift.
Right.
If you're my boss listening, I never actually fall asleep. I'm just actively falling asleep, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Like me driving.
Yeah, my eyes are droopy, but they're not shut. You know what I mean? But yeah, my coworker, while I have a headphone in, so already losing sleep or falling asleep, focused on a video, will like try to talk to me. And if I don't hear him, then I'll like pause it and be like, "What'd you say?" And sometimes it seems like he gets a little frustrated. Other times he's just like, "No, it's fine. It doesn't matter." And I'm like, no, I paused this video to hear what you had to say. You're gonna freaking say it. You're gonna say it right now.
I share an office with someone else because there is clerical work to what I do as well. And like, there's a lot of times where we'll talk and have conversations and other people will come in and like, it's fun because I don't have a lot to do, but there are certain days of the week where I have more to do clerical wise than others just because of the nature of the schedule. Right. So when those days come, I'm still hyper focused on what I'm trying to do. And they will start having conversations behind me. And then I'll just hear them stop talking. And I'll start to be like, what's up? Why? What's up? I'm like, well, we've been talking to you. And I was like, if I don't respond, I don't know I'm being talked to. If you're not looking at my face, I don't know I'm being talked to.
That's the thing. You're not talking to me. You're talking at me. Like you're not talking to me. Oh, you were frozen for a second. You're not talking to me unless you've gotten my attention and I am looking at you. Like not looking in your eyes because I'm bad at eye contact. Hi, I'm Matt. And my life is kind of crazy. No, I probably will look in your direction. Make brief eye contact occasionally, but you're not talking to me if I'm not paying attention. Like that's just how it is. You need to get our attention. Just do it. Not hard. Not hard at all. That hurt my neck. Whiplash.
Oh, by the way. Welcome to the Garlic Boys podcast, where we treat friendship like a good recipe treats garlic. You can never have too much of it. We're your hosts. I'm Connor O'Connor.
I can't believe we forgot to do that. We were doing it in like the
we did a bit that turned into a rant that turned into a conversation.
Oh man. Welcome everybody. Thank you for listening. I'm Matt. I forgot to say that part.
Thank you for listening to what is going to amount to the longest cold open we've ever had.
We're going to get to the end of that. He's going to go, oh, by the way.
That's exactly what I planned on doing.
Good.
Well, just a normal way to talk about an episode and to start, same question I always ask you. How was your week?
Oh man, my week was great, man. My week was good. Oh no, it wasn't. Okay, hold on.
Did you forget what this week was?
I forgot entirely what happened this entire week. What? Why? What?
How could you forget that?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I have a brain processing disorder. Okay. So, did something happen this week that I'm not understanding here? I'm very confused now.
What was Tuesday, Matt?
What was Tuesday? Tuesday. Was there something on Tuesday? Did I miss something on Tuesday? You're gonna have to refresh my memory, my man. It's something happened on Tuesday.
Some millions of Americans went out and did.
Oh, voting. Yeah, no, I've blocked that from my memory.
You froze, so we didn't hear the epiphany, but I'm assuming
I've blocked it. I blocked it all. It's done. It's over with. I'm moving. So no, anyways, I think the very next day at work, when I was already in a bad mood, excuse me, I go into work and they're like, hey, we have moved all of the students. Every single one of them. Not on like half of each dorm. They moved to different dorms. So they shuffled around all the students at my place of work. All of them. So I have
just haven't had time to really process.
No, they didn't give us any time to prepare. They didn't tell us beforehand. And again, this is not trash talking my management. They have to do what they have to do sometimes. Absolutely. I get it. I get why they did it. They did it because the kids' case manager, they want them to predominantly be one or two dorms rather than spread out across all. Totally chill. I get why you did that. However, I hate it. I hate it. They didn't give the kids any forewarning at all. They just said, hey, we're moving half of you. They didn't tell us anything. So we just came into all of the kids have moved and they're probably going to be terrible tonight. They're probably going to be really, really bad tonight because they're all shuffled. They're all like, I don't know, all their equilibrium has been upset, you know? And the biggest problem is I'm not supposed to, I don't treat them any different way for the record, a preluding record. I don't treat any of the students differently. However, I do have some favorites. Some that I like a little bit more because they listen better. They're nicer and more polite. Like they're just more pleasant.
They're better people.
They're better people. They're more pleasant to be around. But all of them got moved off my dorm. Every single one of them. So I have, I think 4 kids, 2 of which were a-holes, one of which is kind of testy, and the other one is very apathetic. So it's just, it's rough. It's really rough. And I got 2 kids that, ticked me off the most when I was in my other dorm. So it's just great, man. It's wonderful. We'll see how it goes. Probably not good. We did have a kid throw a cup of pee on another kid during this transition.
That's fun. Oh, was it his pee?
It was his pee. Yes, he went and peed in the cup and then threw it on some other kid.
In fairness, that would have been weirder if it wasn't.
Yeah, it would have been weird if it wasn't. Yeah, it's been rough. It's been a rough go of it. But luckily it was Wednesday and then the half shift on Wednesday into Thursday. So like Tuesday into Wednesday was when the shift happened. The half shift on Wednesday into Thursday was the only 2 shifts I had to work. So it was 1.5 shifts to deal with this. And then I got, the rest of my career there. To deal with it. It just sucked. It sucked a lot. But today, I'm finally playing the original RPG that my family's group has played for like 8 years. I don't know how many years it's been. It's been like something like that. We're finally playing that again, and I could not be more excited. I'm finally getting to use the LED dice that are going to roll better than on the podcast. For the record, I know they will.
I doubt that. The dice that I got at the Red this year have not been doing me any favors.
Well, I'm going to take all these dice out and use the dice tray so that I'm not rolling in my dice tower, because it gets stuck in my dice tower and then I try to shake it out and then it gives me a bad number. So I'm pretty sure it's the dice tower's fault.
Sure.
How was your week?
Great.
Great, that good, huh?
I felt nauseous all throughout Wednesday.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Like it was bad. But it's cool. I got this little case to put my degree in.
I saw you cutting that sticky note. I was wondering why you put it up.
I was looking at it. I realized it has my real name on there.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, I put my diploma in here finally, and so I did that.
Nice.
I kept looking at the diploma and thinking about how never mind. I don't want to do this.
You brought it up.
No, I'm so angry.
Okay.
And I don't know how to like express that anger.
I don't even know where my diploma is, if I'm being honest. Like, it's just gone. I'm pretty sure it has disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sniffing that marker right now?
What marker? I don't even own a marker.
Rest of your week just kind of followed suit.
Yeah. I mean, I started feeling less nauseous.
Yeah.
On like towards the end of Wednesday, just because of like regaining some peace, and like I know it's not gonna be perfect, but like we could do what we can to help and make it better, and like just like
or just
trying to focus on that.
Or just cut tail and run, you know.
Could do that, but also, you know, Mademoiselle La Guillotine is hungry.
Maybe. It's not the death penalty if it's sharp enough.
I mean, there's only like a few hundred of them. There's millions of us.
Okay, yeah, we're getting into. See, that has been the most frustrating thing. Okay, first of all, I know that if something seems fishy, investigating it isn't the wrong thing to do necessarily. However, I do believe that some people on maybe the left side of the spectrum are turning into the thing that we hated last election cycle whenever the election was stolen.
True.
I don't want to be mean because like I get it. I'm not happy about this and it does seem a little fishy.
Yeah.
It does. However, I don't think that turning into this election denying monster is really going to help anything. Because it's really not making us any better than them. And I know we have grounds more than they do. No offense. I'm sorry. That's kind of mean. But I don't know. I'm watching a lot of videos and they're talking about Kamala Harris's coded acceptance speech, not acceptance, but whatever.
Concession
speech. Like they're talking about how coded it is and they took notes. And I'm like, dude, you're not any better right now. You're not really making this any better. I don't know. This is really frustrating. I'm going to move to Iceland. Hello, Iceland. Here I come. That's the green one, right? I'm joking. I know what I
believe their flag is red, white, and blue.
I meant the green country. There's Greenland, which is covered in ice, and there's Iceland, which is covered in green.
You know, Greenland is part of North America.
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, but it's owned by like one of the Nordic countries.
Huh. Interesting. I know that they don't have mosquitoes, and their spider population is really low, and they don't have darkness for 3 months out of the year. That's about all I know there.
I think if I had to do any of the Slavic nations, it'd probably be Sweden.
Finland is really nice. I hear quality of life there is solid. Usually in like the top 5.
Is Sweden the one with the tulips? Is that what I'm thinking of?
I have no idea. Is Sweden the one with the tulips? Google
European tulip country.
Oh, I forgot to tell you the best part about
the Netherlands.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, go to Go to the Netherlands. Can I quickly tell you, since I forgot, the best part about the RPG for today?
Oh yeah, go for it.
So in very classic Matt fashion, I am killing off my character. That's not true. I am letting my character not be my character anymore so that I can play another character.
Right.
So I can't tell you because I know my mom may listen to this at some point in the future, and I don't know if it'll ever come out. So he is doing some very important side mission now. And my new character is going to be a dwarf. But instead of trying to learn a Scottish accent, because I'm terrible at Scottish accents, because that is like the traditional voice for dwarves, I am now doing basically Jedediah from the Night at the Museum movies, like Owen Wilson's Jedediah. That's going to be his voice as much as possible. He is a barbarian. So I think it's gonna fit really well. He is a desert dwelling dwarf. That's say that 10 times fast. He's a desert dwelling dwarf, and his tribe is kind of like if you've watched Dune or know anything about Dune, it's basically that. Yeah, see, that's what Tim wants it to be. But I decided to come in with my tribe being a bunch of hicks, a bunch of cowboys.
Fear is the mind killer.
Yeah, exactly.
I am the Isa Al Ghalib, and I'm here to drink some beer.
So there's gonna be the sandworms in this universe too, because Pathfinder has what's called death worms and another one. I don't remember what it's called. Death maws, maybe. There's sandworms in this, okay? And I want him to wrangle a sandworm. Like I want that to be his goal in this, is to just wrangle a sandworm and tame it as his mount. It would be so much fun. It can be a baby one. I don't need a really big one. I just want to wrangle a sandworm. And he is a dwarf, so he is shorter than the rest of the party because all of them are playing humans or elves. I'm gonna be calling everybody Gigantor. Like that's just how it's gonna be. I'm excited.
I do think it's a funny idea, and I'm glad you're doing it. It is a little bit like I did with
Stoic Amber Horde.
Stoic.
I listen. I'm not saying my idea is original. I'm not claiming.
Just saying, typically when you steal from someone, it's not your best friend who also plays D&D with you.
Okay, first of all, I'm not stealing from you because I'm not doing that. I'm doing more of a Jedediah.
I think I'm the first person to ever give a dwarf a southern accent instead of a Scottish accent.
That's a pretty hefty claim, considering you weren't even born for 90% of D&D.
Right, but also
okay, I can't say 90.
Also, I can't also do a Scottish accent very well. That's why I did a southern accent. And so, like, even the conceit of your idea, you're still like, from it feels rude, honestly. That's what I'm gonna say.
I just think great minds think alike, and I will give you the credit, Connor. I mean, it's more Jedediah from the Night at the Museum movies, but you know what? You got the credit. You got the credit, buddy.
You go ahead.
Tim had the idea to do sort of like an Arabic accent, like I don't even know who, like an Arabic accent, you know? And I said, no, sorry, I don't want to. No, thank you. But fun fact, the guy who who played Gimli, John Rhys Davies, also did a sort of Arabic accent in the Indiana Jones movies. So it's doable, just not by me.
Speaking of accents, so you know how it's typically like a British person will do an American accent, and like you don't often get the reverse of that, or like an American doing like a weird like European accent and everything like that. I now have like two big examples of someone doing like an American doing a British performance, and I think it's very fun to think about. And like I think you should do that more because
Right.
like, I'm tired of hearing like, so you want to talk about what we're doing. Like Benedict Cumberbatch is a brilliant actor. Let him be British. Like you have the most British sounding man's name. Let him just be the most British sounding man. His performance as Doctor Strange, it's very good. The great movie. I love it.
Yeah.
I cannot listen to that man talk. Like it's the opposite of what we were talking about in the cold open. I can understand every syllable as he is saying because he's trying so hard not to all right in the middle of his sentences.
There are some really good European actors who do great American accents. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like there's several that I say American. American's probably the best way for that. There are some that are really good and that I would have no idea that they're European if they weren't like in an interview talking
Right.
with a British accent, for example. I would absolutely love if we did that more with Americans doing other people's accents. One great example of that, and I don't know if you could say great, but one example of that is Zachary Levi in the first Psych movie, because he does have like a Cockney-ish accent.
Well, his character is the White Duke, who
Yeah.
it's fully supposed to be an homage to David Bowie. I believe
Right.
was British.
Oh yeah, David Bowie's British. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that actually wasn't one of my examples, but that's a good example.
Yeah.
My first one was going to be John Lithgow as Winston Churchill in the first season of The Crown.
I have not watched The Crown. John Lithgow as Winston Churchill.
6'4", I believe John Lithgow plays 5'8" Winston Churchill.
Yeah, and I think that's the problem. Like I have in my head, and maybe it's my autistic head. Yeah, I'm saying that loosely, because it's not confirmed. It's possible that I can't get out of the realm that John Lithgow is a comedy actor. You know what I mean? Like, it's possible that I'm just not okay with that change. He's a comedy actor. That's it. So doing something serious like Winston Churchill or his character in The Old Man with Jeff Bridges, really weird. Really weirds me out. Don't like it. No, thank you.
Well, there was this movie recently called Lee that was about this photographer during World War II, I believe. She was like a wartime photographer, and it stars Kirsten Dunst. Is that her name?
Yeah.
Keira Knightley, I believe.
Which damsel in distress are you talking about?
Oh no,
Spider-Man, redhead, or Pirates of the Caribbean? Not a damsel in distress, I will say. In Pirates of the Caribbean, she's more of a.
I need you to just keep talking nonsense.
Okay, Keira Knightley in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies is not more of damsel in distress archetype.
Kate Winslet. I was wrong on both halves.
Wow. Yeah, that's a big jump. That they're nothing alike. Like they have the same
they're
pay.
mainly all blonde women. It's a fashion model who becomes an acclaimed war correspondent for Vogue magazine during World War II.
Right.
And so it's like a serious biopic. And one of the guys in the movie is played by Andy Samberg.
Oh my goodness.
Who
how can you do that?
Like I think poster child for being a silly guy. And he does a phenomenal job in the movie, but he was on Seth Meyers talking about it. Cannot stress this enough. This is not a comedy role. This is not a movie at all. And even tried to do a segment where he's like, "We're gonna answer serious questions now," and then they roll like a bumper reel for it, and he goes, I do want to point out that it feels like it's undercutting the seriousness by making it seem like it's a fun little segment here too." But
Yeah.
there's a lot of instances where comedy actors will do some dramatic roles and you're like, that doesn't make sense, and then you watch it and you're like, oh,
They had this in them the whole time. I just think it's a little unfair. Like, I know you're an actor and I know that you need work, and maybe you have a really wide range of talents in different areas. Stick to what I like you in. Because clearly the world revolves around me. So please, stick to what I like you in and don't do anything else.
I wish I could condone that mentality. But without the idea of being able to play both Mort, an alien that was pretending to be a teenager, as some sort of weird Happy Day spinoff, I believe, and then also being the therapist in Good Will Hunting, we wouldn't get some of the best movies from Robin Williams. This man did an impression of a hot dog in a movie, and then also and then also convinced a student to live his acting dreams, and then got fired when that student killed himself for living his acting dreams.
Yeah, I think there. You know what? I think there's
spoilers for Dead Poet Society, but it's in the name.
There's exceptions to the rule, right? There's exceptions to the rule. Most of the exceptions come before my lifetime. But if you're in a movie like Shrek, like when I'm a child and you're Shrekking it up, you can't go do a serious movie. That's not allowed. To be fair, I didn't know that John Lithgow was in Shrek until we did a quiz on it. So, but to be fair,
the three other leads of that movie have also done very serious roles in movies.
Unacceptable. Hi, AJ. Unacceptable.
That's another example. Thank you for bringing up Shrek. Mike Myers is Canadian and does not have a Scottish accent and does the voice in Shrek.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
What was my other example though? It was John Lithgow. Oh man, I had another good one. Oh, did you ever watch the 90s sitcom The Nanny starring Fran Drescher?
Unfortunately, yes, I watched the entire show because
what do you mean unfortunately?
Mia was hyper fixated on it for like a solid 2 months. So yes, I watched the entire show probably 3 times through. Listen, it's better than her watching Family Guy. You know what I mean? Like, I despise Family Guy.
You're gonna hate my garlic spotlight for this week then.
Yeah. I hate The Simpsons. I don't mind it as much as I hate Family Guy. But it was like a breath of fresh air to watch The Nanny, as stupid as it was. Breath of fresh air.
Well, anyways, Niles is not British.
Really? Oh,
he's from like Wisconsin.
Nice.
Like one of those.
Is the butler in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Is he actually British?
Let's look.
That's actually a good point. There's a lot of butlers that aren't played by British people, I'm sure, that always have British accents. Why do butlers always have British accents? That's a real question. Why is that an archetype we're stuck with?
So, the character's name was Jeffrey, but his actor's name is Joseph Marcel. And he actually was born in St. Lucia, which is down in like the Caribbean area. Mm-hmm. And then when he was 9 years old, moved to the UK and grew up in South London.
Hey, all right. So we got one, a real one.
So that's a real Brit playing
A real Brit.
a real Brit.
I mean, Andy Serkis is, where's he from though?
That is a good question. I believe he is British.
Yeah, that's fine, but he plays a lot of different voices. Just London, UK, yeah. Born in the UK. But he does a lot of different voices, which is why I was kind of curious.
I think if they've played Alfred, I think they're a real Brit.
Yeah, if they've played Alfred, I guess, yeah, that's fair.
And I do forget sometimes that he has played Alfred in.
Yeah, we got Michael Caine, obviously British. Jeremy Irons, obviously
British.
Sean Pertwee from Gotham. I don't know if he's British, but Pertwee sounds British. Isn't that a doctor's name? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's related to one of the Doctor Who's. So yeah, for sure British. I don't know. Ralph Fiennes from the Lego Movie. He is
from
the UK. Look at that. I guess he probably wouldn't have been in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Jack Bannon, who played him in Pennyworth, is from the UK. Good job, Hollywood, for casting an actual British actor as Alfred.
Okay, I found the Gotham actor.
Yeah.
Just looking at his face, I could tell he's British. Like he is an old British man's face.
Yeah, for sure. And again, pretty sure he's related somehow to one of the doctors. The guy who created the atomic bomb, Alan Oppenheimer, is also a Alfred voice actor.
His father, Sean Pertwee, his father was one of the doctors.
Hey, I was right. Look at me go.
He's the third Doctor.
Nice. Speaking of Doctor Who, I finally watched the Crisis on Infinite Earths, the animated movies on HBO Max.
Totally nothing to do with Doctor Who.
Did I say speaking of Doctor Who? I meant to say speaking of Alfred and the DC universe. You know what? I finally found a guy who wasn't a British guy who voiced Alfred.
Okay.
His name, Haux Otsuka, because he's the Batman from the Batman Ninja movie.
And you're sure he's not British?
Not British. He's from Japan.
What area of Japan?
It just says Tsuyama Okayama, Japan.
Okay, let's see.
So yeah, that's not a British actor who played Alfred. So
do you know Alfred is
dead
in the comics right now?
Whoa! I did not know that. And also, in Batman Ninja, I assume the English dub, the guy who plays Alfred is from Zimbabwe.
Interesting.
We're breaking boundaries here, gentlemen and ladies. Why did I just say gentlemen? I meant to say ladies and gentlemen.
We're breaking boundaries here, boys.
I'm sorry. That was a tangent that went on way too long.
You keep doing a tangent because you were going to talk about Crisis on Infinite Earth. I'm learning about Michael Go right now.
Okay. Instead of talking about Crisis on Infinite Earths, I'm going to tell you something that you don't care about, that you could just not pay attention to. Tune this out. Something that I've been trying to talk about for like the last 3 weeks. It was going to be my topic. Then it was going to be my G-spot. And then it's now going to be my G-spot. So enjoy this. Yes, my friend. What is your shocked face?
He played the toy maker in the original 1966 appearance of the villain.
Wow. That's crazy. So anyway, Epic the musical.
You're such a jerk.
Epic the musical.
Wow, that's crazy. Anyways.
Finally came out with their Vengeance Saga, okay? Holy mother freaking wow. This thing was so good. Okay, it brought us a song from the very manipulative Calypso. It brought us a song, It brought us another song from Hermes. Masterpiece. So good. It brought us a song between Poseidon and Odysseus again. Another really, really crazy battle song between Odysseus and Poseidon. Holy moly. And I don't say that as a pun to the musical. I do say holy moly because I can't swear on this podcast. Wowee. All right. This was like, if this is where it ended, I'd be fine with that. You know what I mean? Like this was such a good like season, I guess, saga. I mean, I know it's called sagas, but like I'm thinking in terms of TV seasons. This was such a good dang saga that I would be okay if it ended here. I mean, the story's not over, and I'm glad it's not. But holy crap, some of the best music in the entire musical came from this album. Solid. At one point, Odysseus is literally stabbing Poseidon with his own trident, which is kind of the point of the bloody trident behind me. Stabbing Poseidon with his own trident, singing as he's doing it, obviously because it's a musical. But I guess he's not really singing. He's kind of more screaming at Poseidon. But he's like stabbing him. He's like, how does it feel to know pain? How does it feel to feel helpless? Like he's like ripping into Poseidon, whom he can't kill. Because in this mythos, the gods just can't die, I guess, by mortal hand at least. But he's like stabbing him, torturing Poseidon with his own trident. Okay. Mm-hmm. And just repeatedly stabbing him, ripping it out, which if you can't see by this trident, they're hooked. So he's just demolishing flesh, stabbing him repeatedly. And Poseidon is literally like screaming out, and it goes with the music, and it gives me chills every single time. I love this saga album. Go listen to it, listeners. Connor, you go listen to it right now. We're going to finish this episode and you're going to push play. You're going to listen to this concept album because it's so good. Okay. My soapbox is done.
So he played the toy maker and he was another character too. Or did I read this wrong? Yeah, no, it sounds like a good show. I mean,
jolly good show.
I'm probably going to listen to it at some point. Definitely not right after this, though, because I have things.
Boo.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Boo.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
It's so interesting.
I hope you do listen to it. I really do. And listeners, they're already at like 10 million views, so they don't actually need you. I'm kidding. They need you. I need you. Listen to this beautiful music.
Oh, actually, maybe he wasn't the toy maker. So he was in something called the Celestial Toy Maker.
Okay.
And he played the Celestial Toy Maker. Okay, he did just play the toy maker. Okay.
Wow. Long road.
Hey, I didn't know if the toy maker and the Celestial Toy Maker were going to be two different things.
You had the entire time I was talking about the honest figure it out.
Well, I went down and I started looking at the rest of his filmography here because he was also Counselor Hedon on 3 episodes of Doctor Who during the Arc of Infinity, like 20 years later.
Nice.
So he was a traitor Time Lord.
Oh, not nice.
But it's fun when shows will have the same actor do like multiple roles on there.
Yeah, this whole time.
But one thing I didn't realize about Michael Gough was he was Alfred in both of the Tim Burton movies.
Really?
And in both of the Schumacher movies.
I'll pretend like I know who Schumacher is.
So are you responding to me?
I guess not.
No, he is. He's definitely responding to me. Sorry guys, my brother was going crazy. Like he's Vin Diesel. But Joel Schumacher made Batman Forever and Batman and Robin.
Oh, gotcha. Could have just said that. Why if it's the same director did he have so many inconsistencies and actors in the movies?
I don't know. But it's also 2 different directors with the same Alfred across 3 different Batmen.
Oh, it's the same Alfred. See, that's confusing.
Yes. Now you see why I have brought up this fact.
So different directors. Yeah, 2 different directors for the 4 movies, right? You said
Tim Burton and Joel Schumacher.
Right. So 2 over 4 movies. 2 did, or each one did 2 movies.
Yes.
And yet the first 2 are really the only cohesive ones because they kept Michael Keaton as Batman, right?
Yes.
And then the next 2 have different Batmans for both of them, Val Kilmer and George Clooney.
So it technically is a sequel to Batman Returns, though.
Right. But just with a different Batman.
Right.
Which to me makes no sense. Like, if you're gonna make it a technical sequel, maybe try and keep the main actor. Maybe. Just maybe.
Keaton decided not to reprise Batman because he did not like the direction the series was headed in and rejected the script. Keaton also wanted to pursue more interesting roles, turning down $15 million. A decision was made to go with a younger actor for Bruce Wayne. An offer was made to Ethan Hawke, who turned it down, but eventually regretted that decision. He would ultimately voice the character in the preschool animated series Batwheels in 2022.
Man, Ethan Hawke turned it down. That would have been crazy.
They also were interested in Keanu Reeves.
Okay.
Alec and William Baldwin.
Hold on.
Dean Cain.
Can we pause? He plays Superman. No, unacceptable. Can we pause on the Keanu Reeves Batman? How epic that would have been.
Well, Keanu Reeves voices Bruce Wayne / Batman in DC League of Super Pets.
Which is fine. That's awesome. But imagine a live action Batman played by Keanu Reeves. Would that not have been game changing? I would have never wanted another Batman again. Michael Keaton can be darned.
Not 90s.
Maybe not 90s Keanu Reeves. I mean, he could have played it well. Who knows?
Thank you for helping pull that sentence out of my head because I could not say it for some reason. But Alec and William Baldwin, Dean Cain, Tom Hanks, Kurt Russell, Ralph Fiennes.
Okay.
Who Ralph Fiennes went on to voice Alfred Pennyworth in the Batman Lego movie.
Right.
And Daniel Day-Lewis and Johnny Depp.
I thought you were going to say Danny DeVito for a second.
No.
That would have been hilarious. Imagine a Danny DeVito Batman.
So they originally had Rene Russo cast as Chase Meridian, who just now looking at this name, I realize is a wild name for a person.
Yeah.
But they dropped her considering her too old to be paired with Kilmer at the time. And so they had Sandra Bullock, Robin Wright, Janine Triplehorn, and Linda Hamilton to be considered for the role. And eventually the casting went to Nicole Kidman.
Imagine a Batman movie to the tune of Speed, right? So we got Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock as the love interest in Batman. And the entire movie just takes place on a high-speed train in the middle of Gotham City.
See, I was more focused on Linda Hamilton being there because I would have loved if like Chase Meridian starts getting like tried to get kidnapped and they like rip her suit jacket off her somehow. And she just is wearing a tank top and she's absolutely jacked. She's like, who's getting kidnapped now? And starts to beat down people.
Hold on. I need to know who you're talking about. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking of. Yeah, she's from the
Terminator. Yeah, no, yeah, that would be hilarious. She's also in Resident Alien. She's one of obviously it's a modern show, so she's a bit older now.
Is she one of the aliens?
No, she's actually like a FBI agent or some government agent that is after the aliens.
Gotcha. So Billy D. Williams was supposed to be the role of Harvey Dent in Batman for the third movie that Tim Burton was going to make to play play Two-Face. But Schumacher cast Tommy Lee Jones instead, as we all know. And it says here that the other actors considered were Al Pacino, Clint Eastwood, Martin Sheen.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Are you ready for this one?
Robert
De Niro.
Okay.
So I'm looking at the names of like who they wanted to cast for
you're saying you're saying in the direction of the Schumacher Two-Face, or the direction of if Tim Burton did a third movie?
If Tim Burton did a third movie, Billy D. Williams was already Harvey Dent within that universe.
Right. Okay. So instead, they went with the wild and crazy Two-Face that I believe only Tommy Lee Jones could have pulled off.
I would have loved to watch any one of those other three guys or four
any
guys
one of those other three guys would have tried. They would not have had the magnitude of Tommy Lee Jones. To be completely honest, I hate all of the villains in that movie, and Jim Carrey is one of the villains in that movie. I don't think they're good villains. But Two-Face is solid. Two-Face it's a weird Two-Face for sure. Like really harping on the crazy part. But I don't think Tommy Lee Jones, I don't think anybody but Tommy Lee Jones could have played that.
I think this casting, like possible casting list here, really puts into perspective what happened in Batman and Robin, because it seems like they were just like, oh, all of those people that told us we couldn't do these wild things in the first movie are gone. Let's just get crazy.
Yeah, right. I think there needs to be a better Bat family. You know what I mean? Like if James Gunn is really gonna reboot this DCU, make a Bat family, please. I think the only movie we've had, I guess movies, were Batman and Robin and Batman Forever, right? With what's his face as Robin. Sorry, I can't remember his name.
Chris O'Donnell.
A Bat family is so solid of a concept for a movie, and we always hint at it, like Batman The Dark Knight Returns. Guess what? It hinted at a Robin, and then they just stopped the series.
Do you know why Robin really hasn't appeared?
Why?
Christopher Nolan did not want a Robin in his Batman movies.
Why?
And so they did like the stupid thing with Joseph Gordon-Levitt in his third movie.
Yeah.
Where his middle name was Robin.
Yeah.
But like even after that, we haven't gotten an on-screen Robin because of how much influence Christopher Nolan had at Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Of like, do not do that.
And
please.
I think Pattinson will have a tough time because Robert Pattinson is so young. Like, well, I don't think they could do a Robin, but I think if James Gunn pulls in a different Batman, they could do a Robin in the DCU.
I think Pattinson could do a Robin and just make him like a 13-year-old Robin.
Right. Like,
because then it will match with the age. But like, I know James Gunn is trying to get a younger Batman, and they already, I think, are talking about doing a storyline with Damian.
Oh,
Robin.
Good.
So if Damian's Robin, then they kind of are forced to say that like at least 3 other Robins exist in this world, if not like Stephanie Brown, Bat Gordon, like the entire rest of the Bat family.
Right. I really just like, I would love nothing more. Like, I know they've done the Batgirl TV series, which did not hit very well, I think, with viewers.
The Batwoman TV show
Batwoman.
wasn't great. The Batgirl TV movie was wasted, and
There's
it
a
would have
Batgirl
been.
movie.
There was supposed to be a Batgirl movie that I think is loosely tied to the Pattinson verse because Batgirl was black, and in that one you do have oh man, Commissioner Gordon, played by a black actor.
Yeah.
And so I fully forgot his name. But the movie was shot, fully edited, it was ready to be released, and then they shelved it for tax purposes when they merged with Discovery. And the more annoying thing about it is it would have given us the first live action appearance of the villain Firefly, who I
Yeah.
think is a great villain. And the actor playing him was Brendan Fraser.
Bring it back. Bring it back now.
Bring it back now. I will not accept anything less. Bring it back.
I have some more wild casting from Batman Forever for you, though.
Okay, I think we should probably wrap it up after this. I think
Probably. It's fine. We've had some shorter episodes recently. We can go longer talking about something we actually care about. So
Fair.
first off, we have the Riddler. First thing it says here, Robin Williams was in discussion to play the Riddler at one point. Just going to leave with that. Joel Schumacher stated in an interview in 2003 that Michael Jackson had lobbied for the role. But he got turned down for it. Other actors who were considered was Brad Dourif, who he was in Mississippi Burning, Alien Resurrection, The Exorcist 3, Deadwood. He played Deadwood? I don't know. I'm not really familiar with the actor, but he was in an episode of Psych. It was Sean Interrupted.
Nice.
So, he was thought of because he was originally Burton's choice to play the Joker and the Scarecrow afterwards, if they ever did Scarecrow. But other Riddler actors were Kelsey Grammer, Mickey Dolenz.
I wish I knew who any of these people were. Ouch.
Mickey Dolenz was the drummer and primary vocalist, one of the primary vocalists for The Monkees.
Oh, okay. All right. Who next?
Kelsey Grammer is Frasier. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I picked that one up.
Okay. Matthew Broderick.
Oh, solid.
Phil Hartman, who I believe he was on SNL. Yes.
Yeah. Was he the guy in Jingle All the Way, like the neighbor? I think yes, he is. Yeah, he's the neighbor in Jingle All the Way. That's
yes,
hilarious.
he is. Those are small soldiers. Interesting.
Nice.
I'm still on Hartman's page. That's why I was like, I don't see any of the information. Steve Martin was the
really,
according to this page,
as the Riddler, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
now
that would have been wild.
Here's where we get to
Buddy or Frozen.
In you at all because
I can't. You're cutting in and out a lot. Oh, I see movement. You're moving. Now you're not. I think every time you go to speak, it shuts down. It just can't handle it. Hello.
I
can hear you now. Yeah.
That's that 4 times.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't hear you before. That's the point of the question, Connor.
Okay. So Robin had appeared in the shooting script for Batman Returns, but was deleted due to having too many characters in it. So they wanted him to appear earlier.
They wanted to who? Robin.
I thought you said Robin Hood, as in like the not DC character at all.
No.
Oh no, you're frozen again. Oh, you're back. You're back.
Marlon Wayans was originally cast for the role.
Nice.
Scary movie, white chicks,
Yeah, I know.
But when Schumacher
I totally caught all of that. That whole thing. I got every little piece of it in my locked in right here. There's a vault in my head. Slipped right in there into the vault. If you can hear me, you're frozen. I'm sorry.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Apparently, the only way this is going to work is if I turn off my camera.
All right. Sounds good. I'll be the pretty face of the podcast now. Okay. So either you're not saying anything or your voice is frozen too. I don't know if this is going to work, buddy.
Okay, let me try something.
You want to send me the outro and I'll just do that? We'll just talk about this next week.
Can you hear me though, or is it just because it was clipping because I was screaming of anger?
I think I can hear you now, or not. Well, this is fun. Connor's gone, and it's just me on the screen. Hello. Connor's not even on the screen. Oh, I think I have to send him the thingy thing, the thingy thing, the code. Compose an email to. Do I not have Connor's email? I don't have Connor's email. Okay, well, let's do the Garlic Boys email. There you go. Subject. Nope, don't need it. Send. Man, technical difficulties. It's crazy. So either Connor doesn't have the code and is waiting to get on, or he's really, really ticked off because #autism. I don't know. Or it's just frustrating. This has nothing to do with autism. Yeah, I don't want to invalidate his feelings by saying it's autism. Come on, man. Do better. Could be anything, It is. Hey, he's back.
My goodness.
Hi, buddy.
I fully lost internet connection.
Oh, is that what happened? Okay, but it's
Sounds
back,
like-
and we get to see your beautiful face now.
I think it's working. You can hear me and I'm not glitching at all.
I can hear you. Your video is a little blurry, but that is better than nothing.
Okay. I'm gonna just so quickly finish this then.
Speed run.
Marlon Wayans was supposed to do it. He didn't do it. Leonardo DiCaprio considered the role but didn't want to after meeting with Schumacher. So I'm just gonna list all of these guys. If you don't know them, I can't help you.
Fair.
Matt Damon, Mark Wahlberg.
I got Matt Damon and Mark Wahlberg. That's what
Oh my goodness!
I'm sorry. It's not my fault.
Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of the Garlic Boys. We're on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Head on over to our Patreon to help support us. The after show for TGB One Shots over there at $10 a month. $3 option if you just want to say, hey, keep it going, do a good job. If you want to watch video versions of the podcast, head over to youtube.com/@thegarlicboys. And if you want merch designed by Matt and I, head on over to redbubble.com. Matt, any supplementary mom reports for this week?
Helena Bonham Carter, because wherever Tim Burton goes, she follows.
They're not together anymore.
Yeah, but she has 2 kids by him.
Fair. I'm going to shout out. Do I have 2 kids by Tim Burton? No.
Oh, do you have a supplementary mom report?
Yeah, I was saying it when you interrupted me.
Well, you took a big pause, all right? And by the time you started saying something, I couldn't stop what I was saying. All right, go.
Hell yeah. Cool. Mother of Damian
Okay,
Wayne.
sounds good.
Because we
my final
we
thought
talked about
is-
Batman a lot today.
Go look up the entire cast of the Tim Burton Schumacher films so that you know what we're talking about, because clearly neither of us do.
And thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. And remember, as always, to
Stay garlicky.
man, I love technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me stop the recording.
Wait for it.